Morning, everyone. So what do we got? We're going to do the powder coating today on the exhaust tips. I've already taken them off. I'll show you what they look like in a minute. Just took the Neo for a bit of a spin. I'm trying to make like a bit of an intro video that I'll put at the start of every video. The thing goes really good fun. Got some nice footage the other day. I just took it to the park. I made a video about it. It was a little bit dark. It was ultra cloudy, has been for the last few days, so I haven't really been able to use it. Today's been probably the most sun we've seen in about 3-4 days, so it worked well. So it's much better with sun, obviously. The cloud, I mean, it's ultra clear, the camera's really clear, but it's just not, the colours don't really show up. The same as the Neo. The Neo really needs a lot more light than this one. But anyway, all good. I scrapped more videos. I think I mentioned it in one of the previous videos. I actually ended up scrapping going to Whiteman Park to look at the remote control aeroplanes. That's in the bin. Main reason, it wasn't a very good video. I didn't bring this camera. I used my phone. The phone's just nowhere near what this camera can produce. So quality wasn't the best. Audio wasn't the best. I didn't bring my microphone. The main reason was they played music the entire time. They had some big party boombox speakers, 2 or 3 of them set up, and they were just playing the radio station. And there was a guy trying to talk on a microphone, explaining about each aircraft while it was flying, the manoeuvres it's doing, how much it cost and how much fuel. It was very interesting, but they're just playing the radio underneath it. It was so annoying and ultra loud too. I hate it when there's a noise like in music. I don't mind going to listen to music if that's what you're there to do, but not when you're there to watch remote control airplanes and listen to a guy explain it all, and you're playing Bohemian Rhapsody. It's just ridiculous. The only time it really deserved to have music is when the F-16 came out, or an F-14. I can't remember what it was. I think it was an F-16, and they played the Top Gun theme. That was cool, and that's all they played. Top Gun theme and then Danger Zone. That was pretty cool. I think they do that worldwide. As soon as any of that kind of aircraft comes out, they play. Tom Cruise gets a mention, but anyway. So that kind of was a bit disappointing and ruined it. Plus my sister came, and she's a motor mouth. She did not shut up the whole time we were there, and she's just in the background. All you can hear is her just yibber-yabbering all the time. I tried to isolate voice. I tried to get rid of the music. I actually uploaded it to YouTube. Maybe somebody might have watched it actually, and then I deleted it. And also another reason was I got not a copyright strike. It just said that I couldn't monetize the video, which I'm not really too fussed about. I don't care about that. But I just didn't want the strike against me. They said it wasn't a strike because it's incidental inclusion, and it wasn't the whole. I think they could tell, their AI must be pretty smart, that it's just like background music and it wasn't the whole song. There was like 3 or 4 songs it picked up while I was recording. So it wouldn't be able to be monetized. Was kind of a copyright strike. Like I said, I don't care about the monetization thing. I'm not worried about that. But I just didn't need the strike against my name, I suppose. I did have one very, very early on in the days because I didn't know you couldn't use whatever song you wanted. So now all my songs or music that you'll hear are from a long time ago, but I'm just explaining it. But it'll all be from the audio library from YouTube. So that got turfed. You're not missing out on much. The day kind of previous times that I've been have been really good with really big aircraft, really expensive aircraft. I'm talking the canopy goes back on its own. Like they press a button on the remote, the canopy comes back. There's actually little LCD screens in the cockpit. The pilot is wearing, it's just not a painted plastic figure. They're wearing proper cloth clothes with all the gear, seat belts, radios, all that kind of stuff. I've seen them there before, but they're gone. I think what's happened is that club has merged with about 6 different clubs, and there just wasn't enough room, or maybe there was too many people, and the jet guys don't like flying, and I can understand why. Their jets are worth $30,000, $40,000, They're not going to go and chuck their jet up when someone's practicing on a $1,000 plane. and then they hit each other, and there's 50 G's gone down the gurgler pretty much. So I'm pretty sure they've moved to a different club, which is way further north. It's out near the racetrack. It's a fair whack out that way. I'm pretty sure they've moved out there because not a lot of people go out there because it's so far away. But at least they get the whole place to themselves. They're not sharing it with 300 people. Not that there's 300 people there at once, but there's like 6 different clubs amalgamated to one club. So I think that's what's happened. Don't know for sure, but I think that's what's happened, and that's why they weren't there today. It was pretty disappointing. Well, not today, last week when we were there. But anyway, all good. And the other video they got turfed, I'm pretty sure, was the grout cleaning video. I actually made it twice. The first time I made it was, I think it was over an hour, and just didn't. I was fast forwarding it through it. It was so boring. I filmed it over like 2 weeks, separate, like maybe 4 or 5 separate days, and the footage added up to an hour. It wasn't like just me an hour and a half on one day doing it. But because I've split it up over so many weeks, it was kind of just, it's cleaning the floor. You don't need an hour video. Anyway, so I scrapped it, made a new one, a lot quicker. And even then I was like, this is just not interesting. So I just threw it in the bin. But yeah, ended up buying the Ryobi scrub brush, electric, that you put their batteries in on a big pole. It's got like a 200 and something mil brush head on it. You can get a 300 mil. You don't need it. The 200 mils plenty. Did a really good job in the grout, and I just used I get it from a place called Briscoline in Malaga. It's called Punch. It's a tile grout concrete cleaning solution, concentrate thing. You don't need a lot of it. It's a lot of work. I had the missus helping me because you kind of make a little bucket, shallow bucket up with about this much solution in it. You dip your brush head. You don't want it too deep, otherwise the motor's going to go in the water. So yeah, you just pretty shallow. Put it on your grout. You obviously use the broom. I did it 2 ways, because the grout's running 2 ways. So yeah, just do as much as you can reach. Keep moving along, and then the missus came behind me and just mopped up all that solution, and it was pulling up the dirt. It was doing a really good job. Then once that's kind of done, you let that dry. New water with a bit of methylated spirits in the mop bucket and mop it again. And then I got my Dreamy, let that dry. And then I got my Dreamy H12 Pro, which is like an electric vacuum mop thing. And I did another 2 rounds with that. And that's the only thing I could do. That's how many times you got to mop it and clean the floor after you've done the brush to get rid of the residue. It's either the residue from the cleaning solution, or it's the residue from, obviously when you're using the brush, a little bit of grout is coming up as well, and it just leaves a chalky, you can feel it when you're walking around. It's gross. So yeah, that's the only thing I could do. I'm glad we've been here 14 years, and that's the first time we've cleaned the grout. So yeah, hopefully it's a once in 10 year experience, because I don't really want to do that again. It was a lot of work, and even that's why the video was separated so much. It was probably about 2 days worth of work, maybe about 8 hours all up, but I spread it over weeks. I did rooms and sections. I just didn't do the whole house in one hit. My back not going to go for that. So anyway, all good. So that's the main updates. Is two videos got scrapped, and that's me filling you in on them. That's why you're not going to see. I probably mentioned the tile grout cleaning video, and I probably mentioned going to Whiteman Park to see the RC planes, but you're not going to see the video on it because I just weren't up to scratch. So all good. But anyway, task at hand today is powder coating. So that's, hopefully you can see it. I'll put it in the sun. This one's, it's got a bit of a tarnish on it. You can kind of see it like that. Like, I'm not worried about the inside, but the outside. And you don't see a lot of exhaust on this car. You can see that one's probably a little bit worse, a bit dirtier. And I've only just cleaned them, but you can see it there. It's just, yeah, not nice. So I want to make them black. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm just seeing, so I've taken them off the car. It's literally got like a hose clamp with a thing to get them to the car. We were going to weld these when me and my mate built the exhaust, but I said, I'll just use a clamp, and I'm glad we did now, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do this. I'd have to be under the car with an angle grinder, cutting a tack. You don't see a lot of them. They're literally tucked to the bumper. I'm talking if you draw a line around this, from there around, and didn't even powder coat this, you wouldn't even know. It's literally the top centimetre you see, if that, and obviously the inside here. So that's what we've really got to concentrate on, is the inside. As you can see, it's black on the inside anyway. So even if I don't get the powder coating's good for big flat surfaces. Obviously surfaces like this, it's tricky on internal surfaces. So if you were to powder coat, for example, let's have a look. So say you were to obviously you can't powder coat this because it's plastic. It'll stick really good here, but these internal corners here, I think it's something to do with the electronic field that you create when you snap the earth to it. It doesn't pull into the corners. It's very difficult. It'll do this because you can put the gun in there and that, you know, it'll go around. These will be difficult. These little holes, you probably won't get any slits like that. So yeah, like a big corner like that, no dramas, you'll get it in, no worries. But tight internal corners like that is very difficult to get it in. You can do it, but you waste a lot of powder doing it. And then by the time you've got a little bit inside that internal corner, the rest of it is overloaded. So you just got to be careful. This should be fine because that's the gun, and I can get the gun in there and it'll just, you know, one pull straight out. While you're pulling the trigger, it should coat everything. Another coat there, another coat on the outside, and done. It's not going to take long. And what I'm going to do, so you've really got an earth thing here, which I'll just connect like that. It's like welding a little bit, I suppose. You've got to have an earth. Then you've got this trigger, which sends it's off at the moment, but even if everything was switched on, it's still not running a current through it until you hit this trigger. So that's when it runs a current, and while you're hitting the trigger is when you're using this gun here. You've got to have this set to 5 psi. If that, you don't need a lot. If you have too much, it'll just shoot a dust cloud. It's too much. So yeah, 5 psi, even a little bit less, I think is fine. That's not part of this. That's not part of it. That should really be in the sandblaster. Semi-gloss black, I think I'm going to go for. I've only got a semi-gloss black, or I've got another one called hot rod black. I have no clue. It's jet black. It's in there. So it's just a jet black. I think it's shiny, whereas I don't want it too shiny. I want it semi-gloss. So that'll be perfect. It came with this in the kit. It's literally stainless steel wire for hanging. So if you're hanging parts, because what you can do, obviously can't use this anymore because it's black, as you can see, which means it's electrically isolated. But if you wanted to, you could chuck this in the sandblaster, take all that powder coat off, hook your earth to that. Then with the stainless steel wire, have all your parts hanging off this grill here, rack, whatever you want to call it, and everything is earthed. You don't have to earth each individual part. But yeah, like I said, I've used this a fair bit, and it's all powder coated black now, so it's not gonna work for that. So what we'll do, this is actually the first time I've actually powder coated without a hanging item. So what we're gonna do is literally just put them like that. I think there's plenty of room up the top, you can see there. It's probably not ideal because it's going to be the heating elements up the top there, but there's not really much I can do. The only other thing I could do is hang them, put this up here and hang them upside down. That's about it's really touch and go. So when you've powder coated them, it's literally a dust sticking to metal electrostatically. If you touch them, knock them, do that, it's game over. Blow it out with a compressor, get it back to silver, and do it again. So you're going to waste a lot of things. So you've got to kind of be fairly strategic in how you do it. So we may even leave that out to give us more clearance. We don't need that. It's just less chance of knock. And then put these tight as up here. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think that'll be the easiest way. After I've sandblasted them, of course. Then tie them up. Then you put it in here. I'll quickly explain the process so you know what's coming up. I'm probably not going to narrate it too much. You'll just see the different processes. So it's from this stage here. Not even going to clean them. They're going to both go in here, get sandblasted. Like I said, not important. Back here, you cannot see it. I'll do a little bit, but I'm not going to go too stupid on it. I'm just going to mainly concentrate on the internal and a little bit on the outside. It doesn't need to be, perfect down here, because it's literally under the car and no one will ever see it unless it's up on a ramp. And the rest of the exhaust is stainless steel, so it doesn't make a difference how it looks under there. So both of them will get sandblasted. They'll come out. I'll flick the video back on after the sandblasting at every stage. Then wipe it down with acetone. Blow it off with the compressor, because this creates a little bit of dust. Blow it off with the compressor. Wipe it down with acetone, and from that point on, it's gloves, and you can't touch the part anymore. If you have any finger oils or fingerprints on it, the powder won't stick, and you'll always see where your fingerprint is. So yeah, pretty much can't touch it after that. So then what I'll do is work out a way with my gloves on to actually, what you can do without the gloves. Sandblast it, blow the dust off, get these strapped to this rack. Then when it's strapped to the rack, then do the acetone. And then that way you won't touch it anymore, because it's already strapped to this. And I'll slip it in here, turn this on to 190. You can see there I've got a orange. That's me doing that with my paint pen. So yeah, 190 like that, and then both elements on, that's already on, and 20 minutes. So that's just a timer. So I just whack that over to 20 minutes. Leave it in there with no powder on it. I haven't powder coated them yet, and get the part nice and hot. Also, if there's any contaminants or anything that you missed with acetone, it'll burn off, because you're getting it really hot. So any fluff from the rags that you used, or even some oils, I suppose, will burn off and leave you a really clean part. So then take it out. Don't let it cool down too much. You pretty much want to do it instantly. So what I'm going to have to do is set up something that'll hold this rack, because I need two hands to powder coat. So I'll have to get maybe my ladder. Probably the ladder's the best thing. Put the ladder up, and then put this on the ladder, so it's up good height to work on. Get this, take the lid off this, screw that to that. This just fits in like that. Turn the compressor on, 5 psi. Connect this to one exhaust tip, the one you're going to be powder coating. Press that button, done. I'll film all that, and that's it. You'll see it all just attract and stick to it. Obviously there's clouds of dust, but anyway. And then flick this once that's coated. Get your earth clip, put it to the next one, do that, and then straight back in here, wind it back over to 20 minutes, and that's all it needs, 20 minutes, and it'll look dusty when you put it in. It'll actually look like this, no shine at all on it. Then it'll go in there, and you'll see it go like melt. It's pretty much a plastic powder. It'll melt and go shiny. Then at 20 minutes, this thing will turn off by itself anyway. You leave the door closed, and I just let them cool down in there for about 5 minutes, and then open the door, and then let it cool down naturally. If you touch it while it's hot, you're going to leave fingerprints on it. So if you want to test if it's hot, I have a laser gun, heat gun, so you can see the temperature of everything. Otherwise, just leave it, go make a coffee, go make lunch, go out, whatever, come back when they're stone cold, pick them up, and they're done. That's it, one coat, that's all it's going to need. So yeah, let's get into that. Okay, 2 parts in. Lights on. 100 psi if you can hear me. Not bad. And I haven't stopped using it. So the compressor keeps up pretty good. Okay, so you can see there. Ooh. So you can see there we've knocked all the shine off it in the bits that matter. I've decided I'm not going to even powder coat this bit because the clamp goes on that, so it's just going to scratch and not sit properly. But it looks very nice. All on the inside looks really good, all sparkly. So I think we are good. Yeah, they'd look nice just to go back like that. But the only thing is, you can see there just rubbing it, and you can see the oil on my finger there. Just it's not going to look good. So we'll powder coat. So all sweet. So I'll get a rag. Very nice. They come up good, and you can see there the compressor actually keeps up not bad. Yeah, pretty happy with that. It's warm, but she's good. So I won't really need that much anymore. I don't use this little hose. I think this is only 1/4 inch or something. Internal. I used a big 3/8 hose to power the sandblaster, just because it needs as much air as it can get. So we're still not at the no touch stage yet, so that's okay. We've still got a bit of time before that happens. We'll probably take these inside now. And we're going to put them. You don't want them too close because otherwise you're not going to be able to get powder. You want them fairly separated. And got to figure out a way. I mean, it can be anything really. Doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be wire. It probably can't be wire because unless I drill some holes to strap it down. I don't mind doing that because it's not important where you drill the holes. That's probably all we can do. I think I've got to drill holes. 2 holes will be plenty in each one, so let's do that. Obviously that's a no-no, don't want to do that. How can we do it? Everything's round. I think we'll just wing it. Oh, I've added some more, I don't know if you can see that, yeah. I added some more pipe work up there. So my soldering iron, little tiny angle grinder, the blower, and this big angle grinder has a spot now, so it works pretty good. And another one here, yeah, another one there for the hot glue gun. Doesn't quite fit, but it kind of stays. And then I'm hanging my vacuum cleaner up there. Yeah, so it works well. All right, so if we put it's just laughing at me. Every time I use these drill bits, I say to myself, I've got to buy a new set of drill bits, but I don't think it's a drill bits. I'm pretty sure that's not even, that's flat. That's better. Wow, okay. It's like scratching it. It's not even doing anything. There we go. There we go. That's better. And we'll just drill another one opposite. Oh. Ow. I knew that was going to happen. Alright. At least we found the right drill bit. Let's move this out of the way. Let's get a big rag. Probably should use WD-40 or some type of oil, cutting oil. That's the last thing I want right now on this, because then the powder coat won't stick. So as well as oil and dust, it's now blood we need to clean up. That's okay. We've got a little bit up here. That's hot. I don't know why I've still got earplugs in. I don't need them anymore. I've got to keep an ear out. Another battery. It's meant to be coming today for the flip. Did they both just fall out? Yep. Alright, so if we do this upside down, it's probably the easiest way. Oh my god. Yep, that's cool. Alright. Just the less stuff you can have in the way, the better. Like I said, one bump, the powder's coming off. Like that. There you go. And then we'll do a dummy run. So my theory is chuck them in like this. I think that's good. That's good. Yeah, the other way we could do it is like that. No. There. Either. That might work out better upside down. I think we'll do them like that. Yeah, let's do that. It's a little bit further away from the elements that way. All right, I'll get my ladder. So there we go. And then we just turn and down, and then same thing. So if we can do it without any major bumps, that's fine the way it is. And then we have earth. You really want to do like a really pretty decent dry run, because it's not something you want to be playing with once the powder's on. So that'll obviously connect to each one individually, and then when we're done, it's nice and gentle like that and like that, and that's not too bumpy. That will be fine. Yeah, perfect. All right, so we're good. So we'll bring him back inside, and we'll give him the acetone wash. I can probably start preheating that oven too. So yeah, everything's good. And we'll just whack it. I'll just put it to half an hour, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's going to take me 5-10 minutes to clean these up anyway. Oh, we've already got another rag there too. Cool. So let's. Funny story. I bought actually it was probably my first FPV drone that I had to hand make, because they didn't exist. DJI wasn't even around probably. Not with FPV stuff anyway. Had to make it and bought a camera. If you look it up, it was called a Mobius camera. It was like maximum 1080. Back in the day, it was the best, not the best you could get, but it was pretty good. FPV camera that you would clip to your device, remote control airplane, helicopter, drone, whatever you wanted. There wasn't a real-time feed. That came later, but at this point I didn't have you just flew the thing and then came back and downloaded the footage and went, oh yeah, that looks cool. You couldn't see it real time. Just bought it, really happy. It was like $150 back in the day. This would have been 15 years ago. Saved up my money for it, bought it, tried it out inside. Really happy with the footage. Looked cool. Couldn't believe it. Got a wicked FPV camera. I think I bought some acetone as well in the old style Bunnings. I don't think I have. Oh yeah, exactly this case. So this case, I haven't opened it yet and I won't open it, but the lid on this, because it's like a child lock one, it kind of gets tight and then it gets tight again. So yeah, it's tight, but it's not sealed, and then you have to tighten it again. And I'd done it, but not tight enough. And then I had everything in my hand in one hit in the box that the camera came in. And obviously the acetone splashed out, gone all over the camera, melted the lens, melted the outer casing, and had to buy another one. And then at that stage, because GoPros, maybe like a GoPro 2 or something was out, and I was like, oh, I'm not buying a GoPro, it's way too expensive. So I bought the Mobius at $100 and something, and then instantly ruined it. Literally took 10 seconds worth of footage just to try it out inside, and then on the way out here, that's when I broke it with the acetone. I was so angry. And by the time I bought another Mobius, I could have bought a GoPro, which was like 1080 or 2K or something, but just way better than the Mobius. But tried to save money and do the righty, but no, didn't work out. But anyway, all right, let's clean this down. Pretty sure you guys can see. Hopefully it's a bit hard to know what we're looking at. So what I was going to say was, let's move everything that eats acetone eats. That's the main aim of the game there, and my phone. I'm not going to wear gloves. Probably should though, but I think I did mention it in those videos that I ended up throwing out, but I know it's for the exhaust, and this is not high temp powder coat by any means. It's just a normal standard powder coat. But when I went to Collie, I've checked it a few times actually, but Collie was the big one. But thinking now, it's probably not the big test, but that was 2.5 hours to Collie. The car never got turned off. Got there and I could easily hold the exhaust tip. It wasn't too hot, is what I'm trying to say, that the powder coat is going to melt off it or fail. I don't think so. It was barely 60, 70 degrees. But yeah, thinking back now, Collie, that's just a constant run, and it's getting a lot of airflow. So probably not the best run. So, but I have checked it since with some city driving, stop start, not a lot of speed, and even then it's the same. It just doesn't get hot down. It doesn't get hot enough at the exhaust tip to worry about getting a special high temp powder coat or anything. But you know, I could be wrong. So whatever. If it does fail, I'll probably end up giving it to someone to sandblast all the old failed powder coat off, and then get either a high temp or Cerakote spray powder on it, and get someone to do it. But at this stage, I'll give it a shot myself. The next option is sandblast it off myself and get a high temp exhaust paint. But I don't think that's necessary. That's more for exhaust systems, not for exhaust tips. I just can't see it getting hot enough. I think I just heard that oven click, so she's already up to temperature. All right, so when you think it's clean, do it again. One more time, each one. You probably couldn't see much when I was sandblasting, but don't worry, neither could I. That thing needs changing. The plastic protector on the glass definitely needs a good change. Yeah, so I was only just going by eye as well. Just winging it. I couldn't really see a lot either, so don't feel too bad. But I've paid special attention to this edge because if you leave that shiny, it's quite a sharp edge for powder coat and paint as well. Probably wouldn't stick to that. So yeah, you might want to make sure your edges are quite roughed up so that the powder has got something to key into when it dries. But this should go pretty smoothly. The hardest bit is getting it literally like secured properly and then into the oven. That's the hardest bit. And we've got it nailed now. I've kind of learned. I haven't done a lot of my own powder coating. I've probably only used that thing 5 times, but I've kind of learned over the time. Okay, that's clean enough. So there's no marks on it. So that'll go in the oven now, upside down, like that. And the timer is bang on 20 minutes, so that's good. So we'll get them heating up. Apparently you can't use your kitchen oven. The gases that come off the powder coat, the plastic, is not good for your food, or not good for you to eat. So don't think you can just go and buy a powder coat kit and then just do it in your oven at home. You wouldn't want this stuff inside your house, that's for sure. You'll see when it comes out. We can actually connect that. So I will use this hose now because, like I said, you only need 5 psi and no pressure, or hardly any pressure. So this is good enough. So we'll get this ready. Oh. It's a bit of a funny, bit of a funny setup. That's less than 5 psi. So if we get this up. Okay, and then it's, hopefully you can see that. That's way too much. So can't remember which way's down. There. That's like that. It's not the most thought out. You can see how close the trigger is to the bottle. It's just not the most thought out thing in the world. Yeah, you probably want to wear a respirator. I don't do this every day, so I'm not. And I'm going to try not to breathe it in too much. But yeah, if you do it every day, definitely you want to take the proper proper precautions. So we're going to have to plug this in too. So because this is an American, Eastwood is an American company, when I bought this off eBay, it came with the 110 to 120 volt to 220 volt converter. So that's on. So you got low voltage and high voltage. I think low voltage is for those internal corners and the high voltage is for the bigger, flatter stuff. So we're going to do, considering what we're doing, I think we'll just go high voltage. It packs a punch. It's like an electric fence, so don't touch it because I've done it, and it's not nice. I don't know why that's making a noise. I don't remember it making a noise. There we go. There it goes. All right, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's working. There's just no light. Yeah, there's no light on this to say that it's working, but you can kind of tell. Anyway, I'll cut the video and I'll get back to you when these are up to temp, and I'll have it in that position there, and I might as well just show you the whole process. So it'll happen very, very quickly, as quickly as it takes to paint. That's how quickly that works. So yeah, I'll get back to you when it's all up to temp. All right. Round 2. So it's turned off. I just went to get my temperature gun and there's no battery in it, so the batteries must have gone flat a long time ago. Probably last time I did any powder coating, and I've never replaced it. So we're flying blind a little bit, but it's okay. We'll be fine. So I want to whack that just past 20 minutes. They're going to be. You can feel it. That's really hot. So we want to put our special gloves on. I stole from the kitchen. Well, they're nice and warm. And then take that out. The only thing is this grill expands in the heat, and then it's harder to get in and out. So you got to be careful with the jolting and stuff. But because these are so well, how do I say, strapped down, I think we'll be okay. So if that falls once we've powder coated it, we're up the creek a little bit, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to. So we can just put that like that. So I'll do this closer one. Actually, I probably should do the furthest one first. I might even have to go around the other side of the ladder there, but that's okay. All right, so we are in business. Yeah, and just checking once again, there's no on and off switch. The only on switch is over there. And here we go. So hopefully you guys can see. I think you can. So button down. The wind's blowing right back in my face. Awesome. It's probably going in my coffee and everything. So you go back past it a bit. Well, so you don't get too close. I think what we're going to do, I really should have put these the other way, because now I can't see on the inside. But at least we know it's working. And you don't want too much wind either. Probably going to need a bit more powder. Sometimes putting more powder, like what I've just increased it there, is better, because if you don't have enough powder, you're just wasting it. It's yeah, the wind is really affecting this. Okay, we're gonna have to persevere. Can't get any on this side because of the wind, the way the wind's going. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let's go around the other side. I'll just leave that there. Whoops, 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 whoops. Okay. So we'll have to leave that there. Oh. Yep, that's still going. Oh, it's difficult. You got power cords, earth cords, air cords, air lines. It's just go slow, do the best you can. Oh, too close. Okay, that looks nice anyway. Yep, that's pretty covered. The good thing about this is if you think it's not covered, after you've taken it out of the oven, you can just do this again and give it another coat. It's not an issue, but I always try and do it in one coat. It's better. Okay, next one. I don't think that's earthed properly. You can see the powder's not sitting right. There you go. That's better. It's dusty. Alright, so that's that covered pretty good. It's always better to have. You can't really go too thick on this either. Suppose you could, I don't know. I've never done it before. I'm going to put my coffee inside so it doesn't taste like plastic. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's cut. I can't really see too well because of the way the sun is. Everything just looks black to me. So if we disconnect this, yeah, that's cooled down now, and we just don't want to knock it. And then we'll put them this way. Now that we're going to put it this way, I'm happy to put it here in the sun, and then that way we'll get a good look at it, and then probably put that underneath and that underneath, and that'll stay out of the dust. And then same deal, just connect. You can actually just connect that to the stainless steel wire now, because that's kind of earthing the whole thing out. Alright, so where's my trigger? I'm literally doing the wrong one. It was still sticking to it, so that's good. It just sticks a bit more even. And it's probably sticking to it because it's hot. This needs a bit more. There you go. A bit more oomph. I just bumped it there and I saw a bit of powder come off, so I'll have to go around. Yep, so that's not ideal, because it's always going to be thinner in that spot now, but it should even out. We'll see. I don't want to put too much on, so I think that's enough. We'll do this one. okay, the gun doesn't like working on that angle. That's the main thing. But we've got coverage. I'll see if I'll probably be able to take some photos, might show it better. That's the main bit you're going to see there. So let's do that to that one. I think that's enough. Let's have a look. I know you guys can see that pretty good. I'll put them all in the sun. I'll put the... And it looks nice and even. Like I said, it's not shiny one bit right now. It's like a almost like a felt. I can't see any, especially from that angle, you'll see it. Can't see any shiny coming through from the original, and the insides. The insides look very good as well. I'll do this without shaking it. So you can see the insides there. Nice coverage, perfect. So we'll just be very careful with that. No bumpage. Put this back on. Hoping the angle was okay. Alright, so we're done with that. Unless we've got to do another coat. But by the looks of it, I don't think we do. Alright, so in like this. No, upside down, wasn't it? Like that. There we go. That's about as rough as you want to be with it. So 20 minutes. Bit more because maybe it's a little bit cold today. 190 and that's it. And yeah, I will, not much we can see right at the moment. After about 10 minutes you'll see it starting to go shiny from that felt looking texture to a shiny texture, and then you leave it in for another 10 and then we can just leave them in there to cool down. Okay, so it's only been not even 10 minutes and you can see they're starting to shine. So I won't leave the door down too much. I don't want to let the heat out. It's got to start again. So we're looking good. So yeah, we'll just let it run out for the 20 minutes and we're done. I've just had a clean up here with the blower and blown all the extra dust out. You should have seen it. Pretty bad. But anyway, all good. I just remembered too, another way of metering this is you can push, I think this is adjustable, this little thing here, and that there. So I probably should have done that because it's a smaller part. You don't want as much stuff coming out. You can leave a little gap like that. So I probably should have done that, but it doesn't matter. I don't use this thing enough to know how to use it properly. All good. We'll get by. But anyway, I didn't get any in my coffee, so that's the main thing. So yeah, see you in another 10 minutes. So we're almost at the end there. And you can see there, it's all melted to one. Before it looked shiny, but a bit prickly is the best way I could put it. But now she's looking all one, so it's still got another few minutes plus the time to sit, so it's going to be even better than that. So yeah, we'll give it that and we'll get back to you. Righto, so it got down in the 20 minutes, had a look at it, and I think there was the one on the right, because now I've swapped them upside down now. On the face, right where you'd see it too, didn't look like it had enough coverage. It wasn't as slick and shiny as the other one. So I've taken them out and I've given them another coat. It's the first time I've ever done 2 coats. So hopefully it comes out all right. It looks like it will. That first coat was completely done at the thing binged on 20 minutes. So yeah, everything's nice and hot. I didn't put it on as heavy as the first coat, just enough to cover that bit. A little bit more on the inside, a little bit around, but mainly on the... So as it's on the car, the top bit, you could see was still a little bit prickly. You're not going to see it now because it's covered. But yeah, anyway, doesn't matter. So we'll just bung it in for another 20. Might just go a little bit because the oven cooled down a lot. It was off too, so I just let it heat back up, give it 20 minutes, and that second coat should go all nice and shiny. Then it should dry. I haven't got an example of what it's going to dry like. I don't think it's not going to be flat like that and textured like that. I don't think it's more going to be. Yeah. Anyway, we'll have to wait. I think it's going to be. It definitely won't be like my coffee cup. It won't be flat like that. It's gonna have a tiny shine to it, but not a lot. But it's gonna be smooth. It won't be ripply, so it should be good. That's kind of what I saw just then when I took them out. I think that's what it's going to be, but less shine because when it cools down, it loses the shine because it's only a semi-gloss. But anyway, yeah, we'll come back to you in another 20. Wasn't planning on that second coat at all. It was just it didn't look like it covered. It didn't look as good as the other one, put it that way. So I just wanted to do it again. I've done them both. I've done 2 coats now to both tips. But yeah, we'll get back to you in 20. Okay, 10 minutes into the second coat. So I've got 10 minutes to go, and you can see there it's starting to get that prickly, shiny kind of texture. So probably in another 5 minutes it'll be completely flat, shiny, and we're good to go then. But yeah, like I said, I will give it the full 20 minutes on the second coat. It's going to need it, so all good. Forgot to check temperature. So yeah, 20 degrees. Really nice day today. You can see the really nice clouds. Total opposite of the last probably 3 days. We haven't seen hardly any blue sky, which is unusual for Perth because it's always sunny here. I just got my second battery, so the postie just came. And I just got my second battery for the Flip, the new drone. So I'm gonna charge that up. Probably not gonna happen today. It's getting a bit late on in the afternoon. So yeah, probably tomorrow. I reckon we'll jump in the car, and we'll go for a spin. I'm gonna see if my mate wants to come with me. The guy with the Mustang. He's off crook at the moment, so he's got the week off. So I'm going to see if he wants to come with me because I've actually got all day tomorrow off. Normally I start a bit later on Wednesdays, but is today Tuesday? Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. Yep. So yeah, normally I start a bit later on Wednesdays because it only takes me 2 days to catch up with my work. But I'm up to date as of today, so no need for me to go in tomorrow, which is good. So I might see if he wants to come if his back's in good nick. And we might just do a coastal rip from maybe Alkimos all the way down. I was going to go today, quickly now, but I've got 2 batteries and that's an hour of flight time. They're 31 minutes, it reckons they last flying. Plus I'll probably bring my Neo as well, so that's got 3 batteries at 12 minutes or so a pop. So rather than rush it, plus I wanted to take my Nissan because I haven't driven it for a while. And I don't want to drive it with no exhaust tips on it. It's going to look a bit funny. So, yeah, we'll do it tomorrow, I think. And I'll just charge everything up, bring both drones. And that way we're going to have 12, 24, yeah, over an hour. Oh, sorry, over 2 hours of flight time between the 2 drones because there'll be an hour on the Flip. And then 12, say 15 minutes because it depends how you fly it. So let's say... yeah, half an hour. Let's say half between the 3 batteries on the Neo. There's half an hour there, probably a bit more, plus an hour on the Flip. So an hour and a half of total flight time. I've got a big. I'll put a picture in here. Kings is like this cheap brand 4-wheel drive shop we've got down the road, and they're not bad stuff actually, and they're kind of like Bunnings. Pretty good gear, but really good on their warranties. So if you have, even though it is a little bit cheap, you're taking a risk on it. If anything breaks, you take it back. They give you another one or your money back. They're very good. But I've got a 12 amp hour or 15 amp hour big lithium battery that has a cigarette lighter, USB plugs, all sorts of stuff. So I can charge in the field anyway, but I think between 5 batteries and 2 drones, I think that'll be enough. But I'm going to see if my mate wants to come with me. And we'll probably go Alkimos and then all the way down the coast, and we'll just pull in to little bits and pieces, and we'll stop and see what's around, and just get some nice footage with the drone. I want to try it out. So this is my first drone that actually shoots with D-Log M, I think, which is 10-bit color. able to color grade, do all that kind of gear. It's not just straight out of the camera. So yeah, I'm going to try that out, try some nice pictures. Like I said, the missus wants some pictures to get printed on canvas and blow up and hang in the house. So yeah, I could probably get a few of them along the coast there, just suss out a few nice spots. Obviously not with the Neo. I think the Neo is only a 12 megapixel camera. The Flip's 48, so I'll use the Flip for that. And I also want to try it. It has a panoramic function, so it'll take, I think it takes 9 photos. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, something like that, and you end up with a 4:3 photo. I think, I don't know how it does it, but it stitches them all together and gives you one big, like 100 megapixel or 100 and 200 megapixel image, and then you send that off. I just use Big W. We got, you know, Kmart, Big W. I just use Big W photo services. I've done it for a few of them, my photos, and yeah, they use Fuji ink and Fuji paper, so it comes out really good. And their online thing that you upload your photo to works really well as well. So yeah, you just upload your photo, make sure it's centered how you want it. Pick your canvas, or they do metal and tin and all sorts of different media to print on. It's really good. You can do photo books, you can do scrap books, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I normally just choose a canvas print. You can choose whether you want the picture to wrap around the canvas or just to end on the face and be a white border around the outside, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, really good. I want to do a really nice big one. I want to see how big you can actually push it. The big one I've got in there is 900 by 600, I'm pretty sure. Or yeah, I think it is. Or maybe not that big. I think it's smaller than that. I think it's 600 by 450 or something like that. Yeah, I don't think it's 900 mil. Nah. But that was with my Mini 2. That only had a 12 megapixel camera. So with 48, single photo or panoramic, you know, you'll be able to get like a poster size. It'll be really good. Anyway, what do we got? We're almost at the end there. Yeah, and they're starting to get shiny, so all good. Still hot. It doesn't look like it's quite shined off yet. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe because it's the second coat. Maybe because it cooled down a lot. I'm gonna put it back to 10 minutes. So this will end up being like almost 25 minutes or so. Yeah, we'll just leave it. Just doesn't look. It's getting there. It's definitely getting there, but it doesn't look complete yet. I'm going to boost the temperature up a bit as well. Anyway, we'll get back to you pretty soon. I promise when we get back to you, it'll be done. Instead of me interrupting all the time. But anyway, see you in a bit. Alright, we're looking good. Kind of semi-warm. They've been out of the oven for 5 minutes or so. But yeah, they look good. So there's a tiny bit of texture on it, which is perfect because I didn't want them super shiny. They look really good. So, and the inside's covered. That's the main thing. Where's the sun? So yeah, the inside's covered really good. If you can see down in there, really nice. The outside's, yeah, I can't see any shine. That's just pure black everywhere. So they've come up really good. I don't want to touch them yet because they're still a bit warm, and you'll end up leaving fingerprints. But like literally in 2 minutes with this wind that's coming through, they're going to be good enough. Hopefully you can see this camera. The only thing about this camera is it's really not good at zooming. See if you can see in. Where's the sun? Where's the sun? Where's the sun? I can't get it. Anyway, you can see there, it's covered really good. So no drama. So I'll let them cool down and we'll go whack them on the car. I'm just going to see if I can get them out a bit, like that. These are a bit hard to get spot on because they're cut at an angle. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And that's a good thing about powder coat. If that was paint, that would have chipped. So that's good. Now putting one on is not too bad, but putting two on to be even, that's the ticket. And I don't think. There we go. I'll just go by finger. Spot on. Yep. I reckon we're pretty good. Okay, I don't think there's a danger of stripping that bolt because it's stainless steel. Alright, that looks good. Zoom.
Looks much better. Pretty happy with that. Heaps better. Yeah, I reckon they're pretty even looking at it from here. Kind of. Yeah, definitely. If you're closer to this one looks like it's sticking out more, but then once you work your way over here, it's just the way the bumper's shaped, this one looks like it's sticking out more. So, bit of an optical illusion, but looks good. Alright, well that's another successful project. I reckon, yeah, that's a winner. I wasn't sure if I was going to like that, but yeah, no, it does look very nice in black. It looks much nicer. I like the style of the tips, I just didn't like them in chrome. So, all good. I don't like that burnt. I think the burnt stuff's meant to be either stainless or titanium. But yeah, not for me. I prefer that. I think I mentioned this. This is back to silver. I did do it. I used Hyper Dip. It's called Piano Black Hyper Dip. Come up really nice, except this is just too shiny and it doesn't want to stick to it. On the flats it's okay, but on these pointy edges here, you got a pointy edge there and a pointy edge there here, and it was starting to poke through. This pointy bit was starting to poke through as the paint kind of shrunk back. I think what made it worse too is when I wash the car with the rag gets caught on this sometimes, the sponge, and it kind of wears that tip out, and then eventually the tips poke through, and yeah, it just didn't look good. So anyway, I'm slowly getting used to it. Eventually I will get somebody to either paint or wrap it. I'm thinking about giving it to the guy that actually painted the i20 and get him to paint it. The only thing is I don't want to leave the car there because it's not a dodgy area, but yeah, I just don't want to leave the car there. It'll get full of dust. It's just not worth it. So I think I'm just going to put up with that silver as much as I can until one day when it does go in for some repairs, or you know, you have a scratch and it's got to go in to get fixed, then I'll get it done then. I don't think it's worth just doing a special trip just for that. Yeah, but anyway, all good. All right, well, we'll call it there. I think that's going to be quite a long video. So yeah, thanks for sticking around. That's powder coating. It's very easy. I'll just close this. Ultra easy, and it's literally ready to go once it's cooled down. So that's the good thing about it, really. And you saw there I dropped it on the concrete and it didn't even break it, or didn't even scratch it. So if that was paint, I would have been back out here giving it a touch up. So yeah, all good. Everything's kind of, oh, there's the other dog, he's already out of here. Everything's kind of cleaned up. That's a good thing about powder coating, because you got a little bit of time between. It's not a rush like painting, because some paint, you know, is only 10 minutes, but you can kind of do it a little bit quicker if you're onto it, and especially if you're out in the sun. Whereas powder coating, it has to be 20 minutes, and it has to be this long to cool down. There's no rushing it. Suppose if you got a fan, but I don't know if that would make you don't want to cool it down too quickly. That's why I let it turn off in that oven and then just cool down with the door closed. But yeah, it works really well. It's very hardy, perfect thing for exhaust, I think, as long as the heat doesn't affect it. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. I don't think it will. I reckon it'll be fine. But yeah, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it and see if it starts to peel or melt or do anything. But I mean, the heat is like 3.5, 4 meters away at the engine. It's not going to travel. By the time it travels down there, the exhaust is like a heat sink, and the wind going over it and everything. By the time it gets down there, it's nothing. And thinking back, when I did the exhaust on my Tirana, and that makes way more heat than this thing does. That car ran really hot because of the compression that it had. I actually took the exhaust off and welded in. I've probably still got a little bit of exhaust pipe there. I welded in they were completely separate systems. And it was a bit of a thong slapper. So I welded in a pipe, a balance pipe, H pipe, and I took the exhaust off to do that. And
just to cover the welds, I just had some silver car paint here. It wasn't high temp paint or anything, and it was, it would have been under the gearbox. So yeah, it was just after the gearbox, so it was a lot closer than the tips are, and that paint was still on it the day I sold it. It never came off, so it doesn't even get that hot to melt that paint off. It did smell. I remember when I turned it on, it did smell, but the paint was brand new. But yeah, if you looked under it, it was just some aluminium paint that I had laying around off the car, and it wasn't high temp paint or anything like that. So yeah, it stayed there. No dramas. The welds never rusted, nothing. So all good. So yeah, black powder coat, which is way hardier than paint, right down the end of the exhaust. No worries. I don't think it's going to be a problem. So, but that looks tip top. That looks really good. I did say I was going to Cerakote it. I was looking at that browny bronze color, Cerakote color. After seeing that in black, I'd definitely go Cerakote. You can get in black as well. You can get it in any color, I think, or most colors anyway. I'd definitely get that black, like that satin black. It looks really good against the bumper. So yeah, all good. Anyway, I'm charging up the second battery for the Flip. I'll put some batteries in on charge for the Neo. And we'll head out to the coast tomorrow. Whether my mate comes or not, I'll just talk to him. He's still pretty in not good shape, so he's seen some docs and stuff today about his back. So if he can, he'll come, but if not, either I'm going. So yeah, we'll definitely get some nice footage. So that'll be the next video. But anyway, thanks for the help on this one, and we'll catch you next time.